Hi there, nice to meet you. My name is Vella, and I'll be your personal tour guide for the trip. The views of these spectacular mountains are beautiful down here, but wait until you see them from the air. I'm ready to get started whenever you are.
All set. Here we go. Once you finish taking off, I'll guide you to all the best spots. wildlife use the river, from the browsing moose to the industrious beaver. Snake River once hosted some of the largest North American runs of salmon and other anadromous fish who migrate up the river from the sea to spawn. For thousands of years, salmon fishing has played a central role in the culture and diet of indigenous peoples. The Shoshone and Nez Perce were the largest of several tribes that lived along the river by the turn of the 19th century. In 1805, while searching for a route from the eastern U.S. to the Pacific, Lewis and Clark became the first non-natives to see the river. Jackson Lake Dam is a concrete and earth-filled dam that was created by damming the outlet of the natural glacial Jackson Lake. The additional water height created a storage pool for the Minidoka project, which provides irrigation water for the Snake River for farmlands at Idaho. The first Jackson Lake Dam was a log crew dam constructed in 1906 and 1907 across the outlet of Jackson Lake. That dam raised the lake level by 22 feet, but it failed in 1910. The current concrete and earthen dam was constructed in stages between 1911 and 1916, raising the maximum lake level to 30 feet above the lake's natural elevation and giving us the Jackson Lake we see today. Jackson Lake is the remnant of large glacial gouging from the neighboring Teton Range to the west and the Yellowstone Plateau to the north. The lake is primarily fed by the Snake River, which flows in from the north and empties at Jackson Lake Dam. It is one of the largest high-altitude lakes in the United States, at an elevation of 6,772 feet above sea level. Located near the northern end of Jackson Lake is John D. Rockefeller depression that carved out the valley and left a moraine behind, acting as a dam to retain the lake's water. Though covered in snow and ice for much of the year, the lake does contain fish, and adventurous hikers can occasionally be seen going for a swim. We've arrived at the Cathedral Group, the tallest collection of mountains in the Teton Range, formed over millennia by multiple glacial cycles. These are classic alpine peaks with distinctive pyramidal summits. Half of the remaining dozen glaciers in the Teton Range are located in this cluster of high peaks, including the largest, Teton Glacier, located on the north face of Grand Teton.